vowels, the T sounds more like a D sound, or what we call a very fast D. So, for example, when we say the word better, we have a vowel, T, and another vowel. This T changes and it becomes this fast D sound. So we don't say better, we say better, better. So it's not a really strong D. It's not better. It's a real quick r, r, r. Better, better. Look again. We don't say city, we say city, city. That's a big city. That's a better city. All right, this also happens when the T is between two vowels, even when the words are separate. For example, it is. We link this together, and therefore the T is between two vowels. So we don't say, yes, it is. We say, yes, it is. Let's practice some more words with the T between two vowels. Repeat after me. Water, water. We don't say water, we say water. Auto, auto, automatic. We don't say automatic, we say automatic. Metal. We don't say metal, we say metal. Therefore, this word, metal, sounds exactly like this word. Metal, metal. These two sounds sound exactly the same because the T changes into a D when it's between two vowels. Let's practice some sentences now. I got up at 11 o'clock. Don't say, I got up at 11 o'clock. Say, I got up at 11 o'clock. Do you want to get in or get out? Don't say, get in and get out. Say, do you want to get in or get out? I bought it at a computer store. Don't say, I bought it at a computer store. Say, I bought it at a computer store. What a nice day it is. Don't say, what a nice day it is. Say, what a nice day it is. And by the way, this is not considered lazy or sloppy or casual speech. This is a standard American accent. Let's learn another final rule about the T sound of American English. I'm going to say one word 3 different ways, and I want you to ask yourself which one sounds like an American accent. Listen carefully. Written, written, written. Button, button, button. Forgotten, forgotten, forgotten. The third one is an American accent. Let me explain to you what I just did, and let me show you how to produce it. When we have a T followed by an N, the T is held. So we hold our tongue right here behind our upper teeth and we don't release it. We smoothly just go directly to the N sound without moving our tongue down. So we don't say written, we don't say writ, t, t. We say written. Just move your tongue forward to go directly to the N. This E kind of disappears. It's not pronounced. So it's basically the T and the N that are next to each other. Written. Keep your tongue up. Don't release it. Let the air just come out through your nose for the N sound. Listen. written, written. Let's try another word. Same thing, T plus N. This AI, these two letters are not pronounced. We don't say mountain, we say mountain, mountain. This syllable is stressed, therefore the second syllable is reduced and the vowel disappears. So we say mountain. Don't say mountain, don't release your tongue. Keep it up and just go directly to the N. Mountain, mountain. Let's try a few more words. Don't say button, say button, button. Don't say curtain, say curtain, curtain. One more word. Don't say cotton, say cotton, cotton. Okay, let's try some sentences now. I am certain that's the tallest mountain. I'm certain that's the tallest mountain. My cotton shirt has buttons. My cotton shirt has buttons. I have forgotten when the book was written. I have forgotten when the book was written. Martin was born in Great Britain. Martin was born in Great Britain. So remember, when a T is followed by an N, keep your tongue up, don't release it. Just go directly to the N. Button. Let's learn how to pronounce a very common sound in English. It's the ing sound, ing. So many verbs in English take the ing form. I am going, I have been working, what will you be doing? Let's learn to correctly pronounce that sound now. I'm going to say an ing word in 3 different ways. Listen carefully. The last way is the correct accent. The first 2 are not correct. Listen. Going, going, going. Doing, doing, doing. Thinking, thinking, thinking. So, when I pronounce the ng sound, the G is in the back. G, 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 g. Repeat after me. G, g, g. What is your tongue doing? Your tongue is touching in the back. G. However, the G is not releasing very much. So when you produce the G, let the G just kind of stay there. Going, going, going. Don't release it. Don't say going. At the same time, some people think they don't have to pronounce the G, and then they just produce the N before the G, and they produce it in the front of their mouth, and they say going, doing. Be careful about that. Don't do that. Some Americans do speak this way, but that's considered a very sloppy speech, kind of like street language. Educated people don't say, what are you doing? Educated people say, what are you doing? Let's practice a few words. Remember, raise your tongue up in the back and try to keep it up there. If you release it, you can just release it a tiny little bit, going, going, tiny bit. Soft release or no release at all. It's kind of a nasal sound. Let's practice. Thinking, working, practicing, interesting, thing. All right, let's practice a few sentences now. I am thinking about buying the ring. I'm thinking about buying the ring. Who are you bringing to the wedding? Who are you bringing to the wedding? I love swimming, running, and playing tennis. I love swimming, running, and playing tennis. Remember, don't release your tongue and don't just produce the N in the front. It's a sound in the back. Okay, keep practicing. Sometimes when we have two consonant sounds and we put them together, they create a brand new sound. So the combination of two individual sounds creates a brand new different sound. This is true with the letters T and D when they are followed by the consonant R. Let me explain. For example, T-R-Y, we don't say try, it becomes like a ch sound. We say try, try. So the TR together make this sound almost like a CHR, almost like ch, but it's a softer one. It's ch, try, try. So let's look at some words that are spelled with TR. Try, travel. We don't say travel or travel. We say travel. Tradition, tradition. Let's try a few more. This also happens, as you can see, when the TR are in the middle of the word. We don't say introduce, we say introduce. We don't say control, we say control, control. The same thing happens when we have a D plus R. DR. We don't say dr, we say dr, dr. So we don't say dry, we say dry. So this DR sort of becomes like the letter J, j, j. Or the phonetic symbol looks like this. If you look in your dictionary, this is the symbol. It's j, j. Except it's a little softer and a little shorter. It's not dry, it's j, dry. Just use the tip of your tongue a little bit. J, 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 dry. All right? So this DR becomes kind of like dr, dr. Let's try a few more words. We don't say drama, we say drama, drama. We don't say drop, we say drop. Let's practice a few more words. Drastic. This also happens when the DR are in the middle of the word. Address. We don't say address, we say address. 100. Don't say 100, say 100. Or the woman's name, Sandra. Sandra, DR, dr. All right, let's practice some sentences now with the TR and the DR. Is it true that you took a trip to Detroit? Is it true that you took a trip to Detroit? That was an interesting trick. That was an interesting trick. Children, don't drop your drinks. Children, don't drop your drinks. I hope my dream comes true. I hope my dream comes true. So remember, TR sounds like tr and DR sounds like dr. Let's talk about what happens when the T and D are followed by a U sound. once again, they change. So when the T is followed by a U, for example, in the word actually, we don't say actu, we don't say actually. The T becomes kind of a CH sound. So we say actually, actually. So the T and U create a new sound, and it sounds kind of like ch. Let's try a few more words. Let me show you. We don't say statue, we say statue. Statue. So the T, U sound like ch. So it almost sounds like chew. I chew my food. Statue. Let's try a few more words. Nature. Nature. Picture. This also happens when a D is followed by a U. This change also happens. However, it's slightly different. Instead of saying chew, it sounds like we're saying Jew. For example, we don't say graduate. It sounds like we're saying graduate. Repeat after me. Graduate. Graduation. Let's try a few more words. We don't say educate. We say educate. Education. Schedule. We don't say schedule. We say schedule. One more word. Individual. Repeat after me. Individual. Let me show you one more thing about that. When we have the word you followed by the T, for example, can't you? This T also becomes kind of a CH sound, so we don't say can't you, we say can't you? Repeat after me. Why can't you do it? Aren't you? We don't say aren't you, we say aren't you? Aren't you hungry? Won't you? Again, we combine them and we say won't you? Why won't you come? Why won't you help me? And let's look what happens when a D is followed by U. For example, the word did. We don't say did you. Some people might say did you, but a lot of people, in fact, most Americans will say did you? Did you go? Did you call me? Did you do it? Could you becomes could you. Would you becomes would you. Would you like something to eat? All right, let's practice some sentences with all of this stuff that we just learned about the D and the T sounds. Would you like to see the schedule? Would you like to see the schedule? Aren't you graduating in the spring? Aren't you graduating in the spring? Can't you see the statue? Can't you see the statue? Did you get a college education? Did you get a college education? When the T is followed by a U, it becomes chew. And when the D is followed by a U, it becomes Jew. Let's talk about the ED endings that form the past tense of regular verbs. Let's look at these three words: waited, stopped, robbed. Let's learn how to pronounce the ED endings of these three words. We have three different ways to pronounce the ED. Listen to this. Waited, waited. So this ED has an extra syllable. So we actually say waited. However, here we don't say stopped and we don't say robbed. So the rule changes. Listen to this one. stopped, stopped. What happened to the ed? It became a t, stopped. Listen to this. Do we say wrapped? No, this one is not a T. This one is robbed, robbed. So this one becomes a D. So we have three possible choices. We have ed, t, or d. This is what makes the past tense in English a little bit problematic. I'm going to teach you the rule now so that you can fix these mistakes. All right, here's the first rule. If the last letter of the verb is either a T or a D, we add the extra syllable. Once again, the last letter of the word is what matters. For example, need. The word need ends with a D. So we say needed. We add an extra syllable. Let's practice another word, paint. Paint ends with a T. Therefore, the past tense is painted. Let's practice a few more words that fall in this category. Wait, waited. Need, needed. Complete, completed. Attend, attended. Count, counted. Invite, invited. All right, let's look at the second rule. Look at the word stopped. It's not followed by a T or a D. We have the letter P. P is a voiceless consonant. If the last letter of the verb is a voiceless consonant, the ED becomes a T. So, stopped. So this is the rule. Last letter, voiceless, turns into T. Let's practice some more voiceless consonants. Here's another verb, work. K, k, k. That's a voiceless sound. So the past tense of work is not going to be worked. It's going to be t. Worked. Worked. Let's practice a few more words with the voiceless consonant. Park, parked. Cook, cooked. Pass, s, s. Pass is a voiceless consonant. Past tense is passed. Therefore, this word and this word sound exactly the same. Past, past. Let's try a few more words. Laugh, laughed. Push, pushed. Watch, watched. Okay, now let's learn the third rule. Look at the B. The B is B, B. It's a voiced consonant. If the last letter of the verb is a voiced consonant, the ED becomes D. Robbed, robbed. So voiceless is T, voiced is D. Robbed. Let's try a few more verbs that end with the voiced consonant. Love, loved. Realize, realized. Use, z, use, used. Call, called, called. All right, let's try practicing some sentences now using all three of these different verb endings. I painted the walls and fixed the gate. I painted the walls and fixed the gate. I cooked a meal and washed the dishes. I cooked a meal and washed the dishes. I attended a party and danced all night. I attended a party and danced all night. He called his friend and talked for an hour. He called his friend and talked for an hour. Let's summarize the ED rule again. If the last letter is T or D, we add an extra syllable. Wait, waited. Attend, attended. If the last letter is a voiceless sound, we keep the T. Stop, stopped. Work, worked. If the last letter is a voiced consonant, we add the D. Rob, robbed. Use, used. Okay.